Now we'll talk about reflections on the x-axis or the y-axis of our original function f of x. A reflection over the x-axis is indicated by a negative sign out in front of the function. So in this case, the graph flips over the x-axis and it affects the entire function. If we have our negative sign on the inside of grouping symbols with x, then that means that the graph is flipping over the y-axis and that it affects x only. It's horizontal, inside, and opposite, remember. So let's take a look at a couple of examples with this. So again, we're wanting to write g of x, which is the transformed f of x function. First, we're going to start with our parent absolute value function. F of x is the absolute value of x, and we want to reflect over the x-axis. So to do that, our g of x, remember, is going to be on the outside, that negative sign, and so it's negative f of x. So g of x for our particular function, which is the absolute value function, is going to be equal to negative absolute value of x, keeping it outside of those grouping symbols. Now, in order to look at a reflection over the y-axis, so this one is starting with our parent function of x squared, which is quadratic, and we're reflecting now over the y-axis. And so g of x is equal to f of negative x, again that negative sign inside the grouping symbol. And so g of x is equal to, for our parent function x squared, it's going to be x with a negative sign on it right there inside the grouping symbol, and then don't forget to put the squared there because we did start with a quadratic parent function.